Hello everyone, how's it going? Thank you for joining me in another live stream. Today we're gonna finish off Before the Fall. This should be the last patch before the next expansion. We did a ton of dungeons yesterday. I don't know if we're gonna have to do another ton dungeons today, but if we do, I'm sure we could count on the community to show up. Thank you guys for being here, and let's get to it. First things first, we have to submit these quests and then see what's going on. Hey Lily, how's it going?
In all that time, not once have their enemies breached their defenses and entered the city proper.
That's great to hear that you're having a good day. It's going pretty good. The heat wave is finally gone, so I don't need to suffer anymore. It's back to high 70s at least.
Yet regardless of how strong these magical wards may be, I nevertheless fear that the Ishgardians are underestimating the gravity of the situation. Though it was not Midgardsormr who roared, a call to arms by one of the first brood cannot be ignored. Until such time as they choose to request our aid, however, we can do naught but observe the situation at a distance, and pray that our fears are unfounded.
Do you think we're gonna get any dungeons today? I mean, trials?
Ere I forget, I believe Moonbrita has requested a gathering of the Science. I assume there has been some progress concerning our efforts to combat the Ascians.
Maybe. Okay. I look forward to finding out. Let's see.
Inform her that our business with the Ishgardians is concluded for the moment. I shall be along once I've completed my communications with the Crystal Braves.
Let's see what they have for us. Now, who wants to speak with me? Ah, the scientist. I thought she was in the Rising Sands.
Talk of dragons. Wonderful, because Ascians are next on the menu. Let's head into the solar, shall we?
It's crazy we're doing like 3 things at the same time. We're doing Yuda, the dragons, and Ascians. I feel like they're all super important. But thankfully they're like waiting for things to develop on the other fronts.
Now that everything's calmed down a bit, relatively speaking I mean, I thought it might be a good time to share our progress on the weapon.
Oh? The Ether Slash?
I believe we're on the verge of a breakthrough.
Well, don't keep us all in suspense.
No? Cutscene?
Just in case anyone's forgotten, let's start by reviewing what we already know. So, an Ascian is an immortal because its soul doesn't return to the ethereal realm when its host is defeated. Instead, it flees to the place that lies between our world and the void.
Right, we know this.
Therefore, the first step to permanently defeating an Ascian is preventing its soul from making this journey. And if you recall, when we last gathered here, I had verified that white auracite has adequate capacity to entrap the beings, albeit only briefly.
Which left the small matter of their extermination.
Aye. To unmake an Ascian soul, one must needs smite it with a concentrated burst, or blade, of purest ether. However, we wanted for both the data and the means to forge such a weapon.
Short of experimenting on an actual Ascian, you see, there's no way to gauge how much ether its soul is made of.
Like a portion of the ultimate weapon, I'll say.
As such, we don't know what etheric density our blade needs to have in order for it to work.
So we'll just have to make the densest blade we can and hope for the best. Though that would require a lot of ether.
Maybe we could collect it when we fight in a primal. Can we collect their power?
Why didn't we think of this before? White Aetheryte can hold an absolute heap of ether, can't it?
Hello, Metro. Thank you for the follow. Whoa. Thank you for the follow. Can't hold and keep the Metro. So, what can we do?
You're joking. God's sakes, Ida. I feel as though I'm reliving the same scene over and over. How many times do you need to be told that white Aetheryte cannot store ether for long periods? Being intangible matter, ether is given to dispersion. Only in its crystallized form is it a stable source of energy. I will test you later on this, so see to it you do not forget.
Right, yes. It's all coming back to me.
Yeah, we just need a refresher.
So our hopes rest on good old crystals again, do they? While they are certainly reliable, they leave something to be desired in the area of portability.
Yeah, we can't be carrying around like a mountain of crystals with us.
Indeed. I am reminded of the quantity of corrupted crystals required to thwart Leviathan, and the extraordinary lengths to which the Lamentsons went to transport them. What if it should prove that a similar quantity was needed to destroy an Ascian's soul? Or still more?
Oh god. No, no way. More than a Leviathan? A primal? That seems unreasonable.
I envy the poor sod who has to lug all of that around, on the off chance that an Ascian appears.
That's the very problem we set out to solve, and I reckon we've found the answer. If it isn't practical to lug around the ether we need, we'll just have to draw upon another source. And the only viable source is the land. If you mean to tap the great river of ether, know that it will entail considerable risk. Meddling with the currents may well induce a surge like to the one which despoiled Mordona.
So someone used the surge, the currents, before, and that destroyed the whole land.
Give me a bit more credit, will you? Why would we need to tap the river when there are veritable reservoirs jutting out all over the land?
Especially more down.
I speak of corrupted crystals. It might be that their aspect is out of balance, but a crystal's a crystal. It contains ether, and we can help ourselves to it.
While corrupted crystals are indeed abundant, there is no guarantee that they will be in close proximity at a crucial moment.
But what if we don't need them to be? What if we could tap their power from afar? A malm away, say?
What? How?
If we could do that, we'd have ready access to ether aplenty in almost every corner of Eorzea. I've yet to put my theories to the proof, but I've got a good feeling about this. If no one has any objections, I'd like to see where this avenue leads.
Oh, I thought you already had like an example.
If you think it's worth your while, you have my
It
blessing.
seems promising if we can make it work.
But tell us, what are your theories? I, for one, am most eager to understand the process, however vaguely.
I thought you might say that, but no one wants to listen to boring old theories all day, do they? I know I don't. So with your permission, I'd like to try something a bit more hands-on. I've already built an etheric siphon especially for this purpose, and I've been meaning to try it out. Thing is, the profusion of corrupted crystals in Mordona makes it something of a high-risk testing ground. If anything goes awry with the siphon, it would be better if it didn't happen within spitting distance of quite so much ether. Ideally, I need an isolated specimen. Does anyone know where I can find one?
Isolated corrupted crystal? In the Beastlands, maybe?
May I suggest northern Thanalan? There you will find corrupted crystals of middling size, standing a reasonable distance apart. Ideal for your needs, I should have thought. Oh, and if you do elect to visit the place, I should be much obliged if you would assist me in another matter while you are in the area.
Alphino says area.
Has something happened?
Movement has been observed at Castrum Meridianum.
Oh, God. Don't tell me they got word from the Empire.
During Operation Archon, the Alliance dealt the stronghold a heavy blow. Its facilities were extensively damaged, and its garrison reduced to a fraction of its former strength. Not long after our forces withdrew, however, their ranks were replenished by reinforcements from Castrum's sentry. They now seek to rebuild, and to this end they have their sights set upon the ceruleum processing plant. Having lost the Empire's support, the 14th Legion lacks the resources to sustain itself. To them, this is a bid for survival, and they doubtless fight like desperate men. Though
Give me more challenge then.
Braves, I fear their strength alone may not suffice to stay the Imperial assault. I would request the Scion's aid in the defensive effort.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to inveigle us into fighting your battle with the promise of shiny crystals.
Mm-hmm.
Well then, consider me inveigled. I won't lie, the crystals you speak of sound perfect, so the Garleans have to go. Besides, we can't afford to beat about the bush. There's no telling when the Arsians will next appear.
Thine eagerness to hurl thyself into the jaws of danger cometh as little surprise. Exercise due caution, I prithee.
Though you have become a crystal brave, you are yet a scion, Alphino. We could hardly refuse you. Pray, join the crystal braves and lend them your support. Thangred and Papalimo shall accompany you.
Nice. One small... We test the siphon and destroy
In the meantime, I would have you assist Moonbreeze.
the fortress.
Scout out the crystal clusters, that the testing may commence as soon as the Garlean threat has been eliminated.
Oh, we could use it on them.
If it please you, I shall continue mine own experiments on white orosite.
Thank you, Arianger. Everyone, pray see to your preparations and depart as soon as you are able. Go.
He's outside. Okay, time to fight some Empire soldiers. Guardians. What do you have to
It
say?
seems that events have once more conspired to rob us of rest and recuperation. Though I would wish it otherwise, I must ask that you head straight away to the processing plant. The 4th have already deployed to the area, and await the arrival of the Scions. Willard will brief you on the developing situation. Meanwhile, I must rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at our headquarters in Ul'dah. I shall take command of our forces there with a lighter heart, knowing that you go to support the front lines.
Don't worry. Consider the battle won already.
Hori Boulder says your duties take you to Northern Thanalan, do they not?
Yes. You want to join?
It says we, too, must say our farewells to the Rising Stones for a time. Flamin travels to Ul'dah, and we shall serve as her escort.
I keep her safe.
Flamin says at my daughter's behest, I go to contact certain old acquaintances in the Gilded City. We are beset on all sides by civil unrest and imperial machinations, threatened by primals and troubled by dragons. We need all the allies we can muster. Many of my friends hold positions of power, you see, and it is my hope that they can be convinced to aid the science cause. If past events have taught us anything, then we know that Eorzea must present a united front or we shall fall. Ah, how extraordinary that my little Acilia is involved in such far-reaching affairs.
You became an important person.
I stand at her side not only as a mother, but also as a colleague.
Kultnit says a colleague with influential connections. But I fear that Ul'dah has become a place of danger even for one so familiar with her streets.
Yeah, especially with the revolts, the factions, the syndicates, and the monarch about to collapse or
Boulder says,
go down.
Woe betide the blackguard that so much as glares in your direction.
What the?
Flamin says, ahaha, I shall be well protected, it seems.
Kultnit says, shall we be on our way, then?
Take care, guys. Be safe. You too. And we should be on our way too. The processing plant in northern Danland. Let's see. Where are they? Oops. Wilred, it's been a while. Yes.
Willard says Commander Levair sent word that you'd be coming. A veteran of your talents is most welcome. Not that I don't think we can handle the situation, mind you. I've learned a trick or two since the disaster with Yamalja.
Yeah, we let all those swords go, supposedly.
But returning to the task at hand. The Flames reconnaissance scouts have reported Imperial soldiers assembling at Raubon's push. Such a force is likely interested in only one thing, getting their hands on the resources found here at the processing plant.
You know, we have to stop them.
The Garleans could begin marching on us at any time. Pray speak with Lieutenant Edelstein, that we might coordinate our counter-strategy. In the meantime, I will inform the others that you have arrived. No doubt it will be welcome tidings.
Why did it teleport here? Oh, thank you. I was planning on walking.
Says Private Bolt. My soldiers yet tell tales of your deeds during Operation Archive. Would that we could sit a while and reminisce about old times, but I fear more pressing matters require our attention. The civilian draftsmen, you see, have come across several highly suspicious traits within the boundaries of the processing plant.
Explosives?
I had my
Poison?
troopers take a closer look, and our worst fears were confirmed. These boxes contain powerful explosive devices. Devices of Imperial design, no less. By my order, the Flame stationed here are conducting a thorough sweep of the compound as we speak.
Probably to fight off the counter. Once we chase them, they're gonna detonate the explosives.
Though it troubles me that we were unable to apprehend the Imperial spy behind this, I have faith that our men will be able to neutralize the threat for now. In the meantime, our scouts bring troubling news on the latest movements of the Imperial Army. I would once again ask for your aid. We've been keeping a close eye on that Garlean garrison, and 'twould seem the Imperials have finally begun to mobilize. According to the reconnaissance report that just came in, the squads seen leaving the castrum are too few in number to effectively take and hold our position. They will likely mount a swift assault, and focus on the acquisition of resources. I have, of course, also shared this report with the Crystal Braves. They've decided to take to the field to meet this assault head-on. I have apprised your fellow Scions of the situation, and am heartened to know that they will be joining the effort.
So they want to conduct a surprise attack. But we also have a spy, so on a spy in our midst. So we have to even have a more surprise attack.
Welcome strength to the counteroffensive.
All right, let's go. Where are they?
Olian says glad to have you with us, Cyber. As I'm sure Lieutenant Edelstein has explained, the Garleans have deployed a small force from Castrum Meridianum.
Willard says their main column assembles to the north near Delamud's Talons, but we've also spied several squads attempting to conceal themselves on the approach to the west.
There's the captain.
Says they wish you to rush forth and commit to battle with the main column, leaving the detached force free to raid the plant and pillage supplies. Not much of a strategy, but these are desperate men.
Olian says Captain Ilbert.
I really hope this guy is not a traitor.
Hilbert says greetings, Scion. I understand the commander bid you and your fellows come lend a hand to the braves. With such mighty heroes at its disposal, the fourth should have little trouble contending with what the Garleans might throw at them. But even you cannot be everywhere at once. The third was getting restless holed up in Ul'dah, so I marched them out here to fill any holes in the plant's defenses and add their numbers to your counterattack.
Olian says the reinforcements are welcome. We've enough soldiers now to divide our own forces and safely engage the enemy far beyond the walls.
Hilbert says "'Twould be best to avoid staging a battle anywhere near this much cerulean. Let's take this fight to the Garleans." Hopulimo says a wise course, indeed. I shudder. If there are no objections, the Scion shall join the fourth and give battle to this main column. Hilbert says you're with the third, then, warrior of light. Your job will be to intercept these squads hiding out in the west and prevent them from reaching the processing plant.
Is it a defense then?
When you're ready to proceed, report to Lieutenant Yu Haas. His scouts should have a rough idea of where the Imperials have concealed themselves by now.
Okay. It's time to join the front line. What say you?
Yu Haas says a pleasure to be fighting at your side once more, Scion. Our operations invariably succeed when you're around, and victories are one to pave the road to greater coin. Now, this detached force we've been sent to eliminate has split into smaller squads, the better to conceal themselves within the terrain hereabouts, I imagine. We'll need to split ourselves up as well to cover more ground, and make sure we root out all these would-be raiders. And seeing as you're an army unto yourself, I've assigned you your own areas to scour clean of enemy soldiers.
I like the confidence.
This will be a simple search and destroy. We'll rendezvous back here when the task is done. Happy hunting.
You too. Happy hunting. Now, the first group is up ahead. Let's get ready. They won't know what hit them. Oh, what the? I wasn't expecting him. Alright, second group. And we have our summons ready. Pillager soldier is in my way. I'll just fly over him. Ooh. He got strength. He got some strength to him. Oh. That what I was trying to avoid. Okay. We got it though. And lastly,